Have you ever felt like your body was trying to tell you something in a very quiet voice? It is possible that your body has been whispering important secrets to you for months, but you might have thought they were just signs of getting older, not sleeping enough, or simply forgetting to drink your water. Picture this: that little bit of puffiness you see around your eyes when you look in the mirror, or that slightly strange feeling on your skin, might actually be a very important cry for help from two of the hardest working parts of your body. Most people call kidney disease a silent killer because it is very good at hiding. It does not usually show up with sharp pains or scary symptoms when it first starts. Instead, it moves in very quietly. It slowly takes away your health while you go about your normal day, totally unaware that anything is wrong. The numbers tell us a very sad story. Almost 9 out of every 10 people who have kidneys that are not working well have no idea that their inner cleaning system is starting to fail. By the time they actually feel sick enough to see a doctor, they might have already lost more than half of how well their kidneys work. But there is a bright side to this story. Even though your kidneys might be quiet when it comes to pain, they are actually quite loud when it comes to showing you physical signs that you can see with your own eyes. Today, I want to show you exactly what those hidden signals are. I want to help you learn how to read your own body, just like you would read a map. This way, you can spot the signs of kidney trouble before they turn into a big health emergency. My name is a friend and a guide who cares about your health, and my whole goal is to take complicated medical talk and turn it into simple things you can use in your daily life. If you care about your health and want to make sure your body is working as well as it can, I really hope you will stay with me for every single word of this talk. What we are about to go over could be the huge difference between making some simple, healthy changes now and facing a major health change later on. Before we look at the specific signs, we really need to understand how amazing the human kidney is. You have 2 of them, and each one is about the same size as a computer mouse. They are tucked away right near the small of your back. While most people know that kidneys make pee, that is really only a small part of what they do. Your kidneys are actually the master scientists of your body. They are the ones in charge of keeping your blood pressure steady, making sure your body produces enough red blood cells to keep you strong, and keeping your bones healthy by turning on vitamin D. They also make sure that the minerals in your body, like salt and potassium, stay in a perfect balance. Think of your kidneys like a very smart water cleaning plant and a high-tech science lab all rolled into one. When this cleaning plant starts to break down, the waste starts to pile up inside you, and the lab's special recipes for your health start to fail. This mess on the inside eventually starts to show up on the outside of your body. The very first sign we often see is a bit of puffiness or swelling right around the eyes. This is especially easy to see right when you wake up in the morning. In the world of doctors, this is called periorbital edema. Now, many people just think they stayed up too late or maybe ate a dinner with too much salt. But when this puffiness is about your kidneys, the reason is much more about how your body is built. Your kidneys have millions of tiny, tiny filters inside them. You can think of these as very fine kitchen strainers. Their main job is to keep the good things, like proteins, inside your blood while letting the waste wash away. When these tiny strainers get hurt, they start to leak. One of the most important proteins they lose is something called albumin. You can think of albumin like a tiny biological sponge. Its job is to hold water inside your blood vessels so it does not wander off. When you lose too much of this protein sponge in your pee, the water has nothing to hold it back anymore. So, it leaks out of the blood pipes and moves into the softest, thinnest parts of your body. Those soft parts just happen to be the skin around your eyes. If you notice a swelling that stays there and feels a bit like dough when you touch it, your kidneys might be leaking the very proteins that keep your blood system steady. Moving further down your body, the second sign is swelling in your ankles, your feet, and even your hands. You might find that your shoes feel a bit too tight by the end of the day, or you might see that your socks leave deep marks around your legs that stay there for a while. Doctors call this peripheral edema. In a healthy body, the kidneys are very good at handling salt. But if the kidneys are having a hard time, they cannot get rid of enough salt. And as we know, where salt goes, Water always follows. This extra water builds up in the spaces between your body's tissues. Because of how gravity works, this water naturally sinks down toward your feet and legs. If you press your thumb into the swollen spot, and it leaves a little hole or a pit that takes a few seconds to go away, that is a big sign that your body is holding on to too much water because your kidneys are not filtering things correctly. This is not just about how you look, it is a sign that your body has too much fluid, which puts a lot of stress on your heart and your lungs. The third sign is perhaps the most obvious one: changes in your pee. Your pee is like a daily report card that tells you exactly how your kidneys are doing. One very common change is seeing foam. I am not talking about just a few bubbles that go away quickly. I mean a thick, lasting foam that looks a bit like the top of a beer or soapy bubbles in a sink. This is a sign that too much protein is escaping through those filters. Another change to look for is the color. If your pee looks like the color of a cola drink or tea, or if it has a reddish color, it could mean that actual red blood cells are leaking out. Healthy kidneys are supposed to keep blood cells where they belong. Also, you should pay attention to how often you go. If you find yourself waking up many times every night to use the bathroom, it might be because the machine in your kidneys that makes pee concentrated is not working. They can no longer fit all the waste into a small amount of liquid, so they have to make a lot of thin, watery pee, which makes your bladder fill up much more often. The fourth sign shows up on your skin as a very itchy and dry feeling that just won't go away. This is not the normal dry skin you get when the weather is cold. This is a special kind of itch called uremic pruritus. When the kidneys cannot filter out waste, those toxins, especially things called urea and phosphorus, start to build up in your blood. Since they have nowhere else to go, they get stuck in your skin. This makes you feel an itch that seems to come from deep inside you rather than on the surface. No matter how much lotion or cream you use, it never seems to help for long because the problem is actually on the inside. You might also see your skin getting flaky or rough, or you might even see tiny little bumps that feel like sandpaper. This is just your body trying its best to sweat out the toxins that the kidneys were supposed to handle. The fifth sign is a very clear paleness, or looking a bit washed out. You might look in the mirror and see that the healthy color in your face is gone, and instead you look a bit gray or pale. This is often caused by something called renal anemia. Your kidneys make an important messenger called EPO. This messenger tells your bones to make new red blood cells. When the kidneys are tired, they stop making enough of that messenger. Without enough red blood cells to carry oxygen, your body starts to feel like it is running out of breath. This shows up as paleness in your face, under your fingernails, and even on the inside of your bottom eyelids. If you feel tired all the time and you look very pale, it might not just be that you are sleepy. It could be a lack of oxygen because your kidneys aren't sending out that message. The sixth sign can be found on your fingernails and your toenails. There is a special look called half and half nails. This is when the bottom part of your nail looks white or cloudy, but the top part looks darker, maybe brown or a reddish pink color. This happens because the waste building up in your blood changes how the blood flows under your nails. You might also see white lines running across your nails. These are called Muirche's lines, and they are tied directly to having low protein in your blood. Your nails are like a little window into how your body is handling protein and health, so please do not ignore these changes in color. The seventh sign has to do with your breath and how things taste. Have you ever noticed a metallic taste in your mouth? Almost like you're sucking on a penny? Or maybe someone has told you that your breath smells a bit like cleaning fluid or ammonia. This is called uremic fever. As waste builds up in your blood, it starts to come out in your spit. The tiny germs in your mouth then turn that waste into ammonia, which creates that strong, unpleasant smell. This often makes people lose their hunger because food starts to taste weird. Meat might taste like metal, and sweet treats might not taste good anymore. Losing weight without trying is a big warning sign that your body is having trouble cleaning itself. The eighth sign is a change in the color of your skin. Besides just being pale, some people might notice a yellowish or brownish tint to their skin. It might look like a light tan that just never fades away. This is caused by a buildup of certain colors and pigments that the kidneys usually wash out of your system. In very serious cases, you might even see something called uremic frost. This is when tiny white crystals of waste form on the skin as your sweat dries up. While we don't see this as much today because of modern medicine, the buildup of color is still a very common sign that the kidneys need help. The ninth sign is seeing your muscles twitch or getting bad cramps. Your kidneys are in charge of a very delicate dance between different minerals. They have to keep things like calcium and phosphorus in a perfect balance. When this balance gets messy, your nerves and muscles get very grumpy and irritated. You might actually see your muscles jumping or twitching under your skin, or you might get very painful leg cramps in the middle of the night. This isn't just because you didn't stretch. It is a chemical problem in your blood because the kidneys cannot manage those minerals correctly. If you see any of these 9 signs, the most important thing is to stay calm, but take action. You cannot know for sure if you have kidney trouble just by looking in the mirror, but these signs are your signal to go talk to a professional. There are 2 very simple tests that are the best way to check on your kidneys. The first is a blood test to check your creatinine level. This helps us find your GFR number, which is like a score for your kidneys. A score over 90 is usually very healthy, while a score below 60 means the kidneys are struggling. The second test is just a simple pee sample to check the albumin to creatinine ratio. This tells us exactly if protein is leaking out of those tiny filters. If we find kidney problems early, we have so many great ways to help. By keeping blood pressure and blood sugar under control, and by making small changes to what you eat, like eating less salt from bags and boxes, or not eating too much protein, we can often slow down or even stop the problem from getting worse. We also have new medicines that act like a shield for your filters. Remember, your kidneys are very strong, but they can still get hurt. They are like the quiet guardians of the ocean inside your body, keeping the water clean and the balance right. By paying attention to these 9 signs, the puffy eyes, the swelling, the changes in your pee, the itching, the paleness, the nail changes, the metallic breath, the skin color, and the muscle twitches, you are taking the first step to a long and happy life. Do not wait for things to hurt, because by then, it might be an emergency. Listen to your body right now. Be active about your health, get tested, and treat your kidneys with the kindness they deserve. Thank you for letting me help you learn more about your health today. If you think this was helpful, please share it with someone you care about, because finding these things early really does save lives. I am your friend and health guide, and I look forward to talking with you again about the amazing ways your body works. Stay careful and stay healthy.